What happens when a photo taken in seconds ends up defining weeks of conversation about a woman who has spent 30 years trying to be seen for something else entirely? That's the question worth sitting with before we go any further. Jennifer Love Hewitt has been famous since she was a teenager, and somehow, decades later, a single image can still send the internet into a frenzy. Imagine spending your whole adult life being talked about, dissected, and judged not for your choices, your work, or your growth, but for how you look in one unplanned moment. That's the reality she's lived with since the 90s. At first glance, this feels like just another viral celebrity moment, a photo, a reaction, a headline built for clicks. But here's where the story gets interesting. Jennifer Love Hewitt didn't become a household name because of a single image. She became one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood through years of work, from beloved films in her 20s to a steady, respected career in television that many of her peers never managed to sustain. What most people don't realize is how rare that kind of longevity actually is in an industry that tends to discard young actresses the moment they're no longer the new face. So why did this particular moment explode online the way it did? Part of it is simple human curiosity. Part of it is the culture we live in, one where a single frame can travel faster than an entire career's worth of work. And part of it, if we're honest, is something a little more uncomfortable to admit: our fascination with watching public figures age, change, and continue showing up unapologetically. Some praised her confidence. Others criticized it. But almost everyone had an opinion, and that alone says something about how much power we still give to appearance over substance. The surprising part is how Jennifer has handled this kind of attention for years. She's spoken openly in interviews about body image struggles, about being scrutinized since she was barely out of her teens, about how exhausting it can be to have your worth measured by strangers online. Imagine being told at 20 that your body was your biggest asset, and then spending the next 2 decades trying to prove you were more than that. That's not just a celebrity story, that's a deeply human one. What makes this moment stand out isn't the photo itself, but what it reveals about us as an audience. We claim to celebrate body positivity and self-confidence, yet the comment sections tell a different story. For every message of support, there's another dripping with judgment. That contradiction is the real headline here, not what she wore, but how differently we react depending on who's wearing it. It forces us to ask an uncomfortable question. Are we actually comfortable with women aging in the public eye, or do we just say we are? Fans on social media were split, as they often are. Some flooded her page with encouragement, calling her confident, beautiful, unbothered by outdated beauty standards. Others tried to reduce her to a single image, ignoring everything she's built over the years. But here's the quieter truth beneath the noise. Jennifer Love Hewitt doesn't need this moment to validate her career. She's already proven her staying power. This is simply one more chapter in a story that has always been bigger than public opinion. And maybe that's the real lesson hiding inside all of this. Fame doesn't protect you from judgment. If anything, it multiplies it. Confidence isn't the absence of criticism. It's choosing to keep living, working, and showing up despite it. Jennifer Love Hewitt's journey is a reminder that public image is often a distorted mirror, shaped more by our own insecurities than by the person standing in front of the camera. So the next time a moment like this goes viral, maybe the real question isn't why she did it, but why we can't look away. Perhaps the most revealing story here isn't about her at all. It's about us and what we choose to focus on when someone simply exists, unapologetically, in their own skin.